it's really close to my head.
Slept in, cause I don't care, and didn't make the bed. Sip coffee on my couch, what can I do instead? No work, it's only fun, cause it's all okay. Cause you never feel this way. It's my lucky day, it's my lucky day. It's my lucky day, my lucky day. Don't need a pot of gold, a rabbit's foot or to be told. It's my lucky day, it's my
Just gonna keep it in the face. It's close-ups and just ridiculous.
Don't need a pot of gold, a rabbit's foot or to be told. It's my lucky day, it's my lucky day. It's my lucky day, it's my lucky day. Don't need a pot of gold, a rabbit's foot or to be told. It's my lucky day, it's my lucky day. You should change your name to laughter. You bring joy to every room. All the voices vanish after hearing such a lovely tune. In a world that's so imperfect, every word you say is music. You should change your name to beautiful. You should change your name to beauty. Make tears impossible. Wish that I could have you with me every time I fall. In a world that's so imperfect, I know you will try to fix it. You should change your name to beautiful. I don't think you'd mind it if I change your name to something new. Would you think it childish if I changed my name to I love you? We both have a love so perfect, I would never want to hurt it. You should change your name to beautiful.
softly touch my hand. You were there, my love, saw you smiling from above. But if you knew how I miss your smile, would you stay?
This is when a party that.
Oh, don't do that.
It was only a smile, but my heart it went wild. I wasn't expecting that. Just a delicate kiss, anyone could have missed. I wasn't expecting that. Did I missread the sign? Your hand slipped into mine. I wasn't expecting that.
Feel free to join in.
You better school, but all you wanna do is just a party. Just a party. You better school, you can't stop thinking about a party. Just a party. You better school, tonight you can go out and it's a party. Just a party. You better drop, you can't stop thinking about the party. Just a party. You better drop, to make it Mr. President you're hungry. Just a party. You're working out, she made it at the planet is a party. Just a party. You better school, but all you wanna do is just a party. Just a party. You better school, you can't stop thinking about a party. Just a party. You better school, tonight you can go out and it's a party. Just a party.
I read something that Dad's speeches should be is to be endured rather than enjoyed. So you'll have to put up with this, I'm afraid. So there's been more. I've kept the speech short because I know Jack wants to have a long time at his speech. I've been a lucky man. I've got a lovely wife and I've got 4 lovely kids. 3 boys have already married. They've got lovely partners. They've got great grandchildren, and now I've got Rachel, who's also selected a great partner. A lovely guy, Jack, and I'm sure his mum and dad, it's a great name to his mum and dad back home. Rachel She's the last to marry, and she has kept up the family tradition of finding somebody special. And Jackie's that. He's a lovely, nice, really nice guy. Rachel never accepts second best. I mean, Jack, she hasn't got second best. He's a nice guy. Sorry, it's not bad, Jack. They've worked hard for what they've got, and they deserve it. They've always worked hard. Rachel's always been a very loving, caring daughter, and we love her dearly. I'm sort of running out of speech, really. As you know, there are many factors to a happy marriage. Many hugs, shared thoughts, listening to each other, and keeping a sense of humour if you can. That pays off. We found ourselves all. Well, thanks for sitting patiently. I know it's not the best speech you've ever heard, but I'd now like to propose a toast to a happy couple. I wish them a very happy marriage together. No, sorry, anyway, I'll take orders for speeches if anybody.
And we'll now move on, obviously, to one of the man at the moment, my very good friend and the groom for today, Jack Basham.
Thank you, Ian. Thanks to Graham for the kind words, and I'm very happy to have you as in-laws. But to start off, I need to start off an apology, really, because I didn't really ask Graham for Rachel's hand in marriage in a very official way. But the story goes is that on the 23rd of December, I thought it would be a great idea to pick up the ring. So I thought, right, I'll put the ring up there, and then we've got New Year's coming up, so we've got a new house, I propose in the new year. I went to pick the ring up from a diamond dealer, which Ian recommended. Yeah, he's got a bit of money invested in the jewelry. Yeah, so anyway, I picked the ring up from there, and the girl was like, oh, this lovely ring. When are you going to propose? I was like, oh, to be honest, I don't know, I think maybe the new year's going to see how things go. She's like, oh. Oh, what, you're going to leave it that long? You're not going to propose on Christmas Day, is it? It's 2 days before Christmas. I was like, no, it's fine. So I've got it all under control. It's all under control. She's like, you sure though, like, girls do pick up on these things? I was like, no, right, she hasn't got a clue, she hasn't got a clue. So anyway, I left thinking, yeah, now that I've done quite well. I got back on the train, and I thought, oh, Jesus, what if Rach is expecting to bring a proposal on Christmas Day, and I mean, I wasn't going to do it, but... So anyway, Rach was working a night that night, so I went home and I thought about it a bit more, and I really began to panic. So it must have been about 8 o'clock. I called Graham, like, Graham, I'm going to propose to Rachel. Is it alright? And he was, of course, yeah, it's fine. So I said, I'm not sure when I'm going to do it. But I just wanted to make sure it was all fine. So anyway, I went to bed that night, got up at 6 in the morning, drove into Westminster, picked up Rach, brought her home after she just finished the night shift, so she was all confused and didn't know what was going on. And then proposed it, and she said yes. So I was going to say yes, it goes to plan, but I suppose all works out well in the end. But so I owe Graham a beer, really.
And I've had her fired.
Yeah, Ian's had the girl fired, useless. Graham a beer, so I didn't do it properly. But yeah, it's all worked out. Rachel said yes, so that's the main thing. But yeah, thanks for everyone for coming today, especially everyone from Essex, who had to deal with the TfL rail strike, not rail strikes, but the new train working programme. We previously lived in the South Lambeth area in Vauxhall, so coming back here for the wedding and for the ceremony this morning meant quite a lot to us. And when we saw both the venues, we both fell in love with them and happened to be very us. So we very much enjoy being here. And basically, we couldn't have done it without Dita. She's around somewhere. She's pretty much organised all of our ideas and made them happen. Without Dita, we would just end up with tables, chairs, and 2 speakers. So she made everything else happen, which is very good. Well, a lot of this decorating on the table has been done by the bridesmaids. We've got Louise, Nicola and Kerry. All look pretty good today. So the single lads are already married. So, well no, Kerry's not married yet. She's getting married soon, but I think she's off the cards. Yeah, so thanks a lot to them. Rachel's mum, she painstakingly hand wrote all of the tags. She did well. I think Scott everyone's name right, got bonsai as well over there, which is put mine, so that's nice. We've got Rachel's brother, now my brother-in-law, Simon, which is very good news because that means Sunday afternoons to be spent in the Durham Arms, hassle-free, life of luxury, to be good. But I do have extra thanks for Simon because when I finished college, Simon put me in contact with a guy in Raynham who basically was my contact into getting to sound engineering. So from that contact, my career progressed and I started working for a company in Wimbledon and got to work on Glastonbury Pyramid Stage every year and Wimbledon Tennis Championships and lots of touring around the world with bands and stuff. So without Simon, that couldn't have really happened. And also, I do have a pass for Buckingham Palace to do sound engineering for the Queen, and I get used to the Royal Warrant. So if anyone wants a party, we'll try and get the Queen down next time. Yeah, so thanks to Simon for that. Maybe him deserves a toast because it's quite a lot of stuff. Cheers, Simon. It's me. Alright, next up on the admin. I've got my mum and dad. Yeah, so thanks Mum and Dad, they treated me to this new 3-piece suit which will be featured at all the other weddings during the summer. We've got John and Teresa, Kerry and Ben, Helen and Matt. So I'll be wearing this. Mum and Dad have always been very supportive of my career choices, sticking by me when I said I wanted to do music technology at college. And they bought me my first guitars and bought me my first laptop, my home studio. Obviously I created some pretty big hits there. And thank you for them. I'm pretty much sure they organised the whole family to the Premier Inn in Brixton up the road, so that's pretty good going. And they've always been very generous and supportive towards me and Rachel, and I'm sure they are very excited to be welcoming Rachel into the family. And of course, they helped us move house along with Rachel's mum and dad a couple of years ago, so probably could have done that without them and all their extra help. So thank you for that. Alright, so that's it. We're now moving on to the ushers. We've got Ian sitting over here. He's been on the microphone all day, so he's done a very good job on that. We've worked together on various jobs over the years. We've done the Olympics together and Wimbledon tennis, a bit of touring, and we always have pretty good fun. We always get to go to the pub. We always end up with pretty good results. Yeah, so it ends up good to have him here as an usher. And you'll definitely be seeing him sweating it out and dance for later, I imagine. Yeah. We've got brother Sam, the other usher. He took ordering bread yesterday very seriously. He's got some bread coming later. I think the total was close to 88 loaves in the end of bread, to make sure we had enough. So there was a great help setting up. And Sam pretty much brought me to South London, to Oval when I started my career in London. And we had a pretty good time over the 18 months that we lived together. It was a bit of a party house. We had a good time, plenty of good memories. Lots of fun occasions. So yeah, thanks to Sam. Okay, right, moving on to the main act. We've got Rachel, who is now my wife. I think she looks pretty stunning today. Yeah, the dress was better than expected. I approved. I suppose we've known each other now for nearly 14 years we've been together, so during the time we've grown up together, we started jobs and careers together at the same time, we bought a home together, and now we've got 2 fat cats at home who sadly couldn't make it. I'm sure they did well, I'm sure they got to the place, not making a mess, not scratching the sofas. Did well. But I think we learned being together for so long, we teach you how to work as a team. We rarely disagree, and we have our own strengths and weaknesses, but as a couple it works, and I couldn't be happier marrying you today. Thanks for the best goes to Rachel. When I do work away up to 10 weeks at a time, she's very understanding, doesn't threaten to leave me like other people who work away. Yeah, very understanding, and yeah, I'm very grateful for that, to let me pursue my career. But while I was there, Rachel shot through the ranks of the NHS through hard work and dedication, and she now works on the ECMO department of one of London's finest hospitals, St Thomas's. Day to day she has to deal with many situations which many of us probably couldn't imagine. It's miles away from what I do, a lot of other people do for a living, and I'm incredibly proud of what she has achieved. All this just shows that she is very caring, determined, kind-natured, and I'm extremely lucky to have met her. Even though you're now making me get rid of the Focus ST, which as a teenager was my dream car, and replacing it with a more sensible vehicle, I do still love you, and I look forward to and I still lost it there. I still love you. I look forward to starting new adventures and spending the rest of my life. Alright, before I hand over to Matt, who is the best man, Matt sorted out a great stag do. He took us all to Brussels. Probably tried some really strong beers. I had numerous turns throughout the day where I had to move on some water and eat chips just to survive. My only real request was to go go-karting, which I did on a Saturday. It was reasonably successful. I had to pull over in a qualifying for a cheeky little chunder. The fifth lap on the race, so I had to retire. It was hard trouble, I suppose. But me and Matt, we've known each other since we were 16 at college when we started music production. I was in many rock supergroups with the likes of Ish, Greg and Andy over there. And Matt was literally changing Wickford's view on hip-hop with Dave Livermore. But I'm sure Matt will go into more about stuff at the college. But Matt recently got a new job, working at a brewery, which is great news because previously, before that, he wanted to become WWF superstar. But at 31, he scrapped that idea and I was like, okay. So he got a job at West Berkshire Brewery, where all the beer got during the dinner, and Matt has kindly supplied for us today. So thanks to Matt, and cheers for all your hard work. We still had to stay there, all your work yesterday, and yeah, being a good mate. Cheers, mate. Cheers. Yeah, so I'm going to hand over to Matt now. Good luck.
Hello everyone, I'm Matt, Jack's best man. I'll start with a few thank yous. Firstly, I have to echo what Jack said and extend a huge thanks to the bridesmaids, Kerry, Louise and Nicola for getting Rachel ready for a big day today, and for organising her Hindu as well. Everyone today will agree with me that you all look amazing. Only to be outshone by Rachel, who looks absolutely stunning. That's the Jack. Well mate, let's just say I'm glad you put the suit fitting back so you lost that post-Chris Brea sort of edit. I'd also like to thank Sam and Ian for all their help today. Originally I was going with a joke about putting people in their seats, but you've actually done loads today, so I'm sure. and everyone who was here yesterday, because there was so much work put into yesterday. So everyone who came yesterday was great, thanks. I just want to mention to everyone there, look at the candles, they're very nice. That was me, and every fairy light that you see around the room was delicately put down by myself. As I look around, I know that most of you don't know me too well, so I thought I'll start with just basically saying how Jack come to pick me as best man. So we both did music technology together in Southend College, and the first time I probably spoke to Jack was back in 2002, when me and my mate Kieran, we walked into the picturesque settings of the Sutton Arms in Southend, and we saw Greg, who's here today, and Jack, aka the Grungers, sheepishly sitting in the corner of the pub. Although two streetwise chavvy guys like Kieran and myself wouldn't usually socialise with such grungers, we decided because none of us were old enough to get served in there, we'd get a better chance of getting a pint if we all start together. So yeah, basically we sat down, had a beer, chatted, the rest was history, and now I'm here in front of you all today to celebrate this wonderful day for Jack and Rachel. There's loads of stories back in college, but to be honest, other than Dave, Gregish and Andy, no one else in the room's going to have a clue what I'm going on about. However, it feels absolutely criminal not to mention the following. The creation of the Bad Boys, our pub laughs, the Chicken Frau Challenge, Jack showering a pub with Alcohol Pops during England's 2014 campaign. It all kicking off at Jack's 18th birthday in Industrial Goth Night in Romford. The day we decided to sack off class and we just throw toy soldier parachute men over the top of Southend's car park into the high street below. And my personal favourite, when Jack theatrically smashed a glass on the floor to pork and cheese after a rather provocative statement. Which I won't mention. To be honest, we're both a pair of geeks, and once I quit college to pursue my dream of making millions on eBay, I feel that we become better friends thanks to our joint love of wrestling, FIFA, beer festivals, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and I even got Jack to start coming Oregon with me. We regularly meet up after college, but I'm not going to lie, I was a little surprised when Jack asked me to be best man. Although, after a little bit of thought, it did make a bit of sense. Because all those embarrassing stories from the past I would have put in this speech heavily involved myself in some way or another. And if I wasn't, then I was more pissed at the time, I don't remember saying. But there was one thing that I did want to forget, and that was the time I went to the Def Johnson gig. The short-lived but much-loved band that Jack, Greg and Andy were all in. Thankfully, Jack realised he's better off behind the mixing desk than he was with an instrument. I've never really told her this, but I'm actually really proud of you for making it through college and ended up working in the music industry. I'm always telling other mates about the tours you're on and all the different jobs and stuff. Although, you're pulled into a few stories from Ian from Croatia, including one where you stood behind a mixing desk shirtless. Maybe you're not as professional as I thought you were. But regardless of everything that Jack and I have been through, there's one thing that Jack loves more than all the things that we have in common. And it pains me to say this, Rach, but I have a feeling that it might also be real competition for you as well. And that's Jack's unconditional love for fried chicken. Never have I seen someone love dirty fried chicken more than Jack does. He ticks them all: KFC, DFC, PFC. I'm sure he's worked his way through the alphabet. A prime example of this was when we was on the stag do. The last remaining few was finishing off our drinks to go down Brick Lane for a curry, and we realised that we actually lost Jack. A few minutes later, we see him in the chicken shop next door, sitting in the corner on his own eating, I quote, a little pre-curry chicken wing. Speaking of stag do's, I guess it's only fair that we talk about Brussels and London a little bit. Now, I know everyone wants some juicy gossip from Brussels, but as requested, I kept it pretty chilled out. We had a good weekend, we had a good beer together and had a right laugh. Thanks to Ian and his dangerous choice of beers on the 8 AM Eurostar, Jack did have a little bit of a funny turn around 3 PM. But thankfully, he was saved by some chips, followed up by dinner in the appropriately named Chez Rachel's. As we sat in Chez Rachel's, I looked over at Jack, properly mucking out his burger with a huge drunk smile on his face. And I knew that there and then he was back in the game. The London stag do went well too, especially as a whole family of West Ham supporters at Borough Market on the Millwall home game. So I'd like to make a special toast from Jack and I.
My bag of goodies. Stone Cold Smash.
For those in the stag will remember these. Same with a couple of the bubbles. Cheers, Jack. So thanks to the lads who come to Brussels and London, to Bubble, having funny turns, mucking out burger buns, tactical pre-go-karting 6, perfect pizza, speedy delivery times, Jesus Palace 2, the Gladstone Arms, and the Saffron Curry House prize cup that Jack definitely didn't drink out of. Usually the best man gives some advice to the groom about his wedding, but as I'm married, I thought I'll skip that. But to be honest, the truth is, you two don't need any advice. It feels as long as I've known you, Jack, you've been with Rachel, and I can't think of a longer going and happier relationship than Jack and Rachel have. And I think I speak for everyone here today that's talking about this wonderful day to bring you two together, and that is, it's about time. Although you've made it this far, Rachel, I've got a little present for you to help you keep Jack over the up and coming years. It's a very secret recipe that only a few know. And if you follow the simple instructions, I know that Jack will love you forever.
Yes.
That's right. It's the Colonel's secret recipe in there. But don't worry, Jack, I didn't forget about you. I know how lonely those nights get when Rachel does her overnight at the hospital. So I thought it was about time that I gave you something you lent me back in college.
Yes.
When I woke up this morning, we got ready for Jack. I looked at Jack and he was pretty nervous. And he said to me, "Matt, I think this is the most scared I've ever been." But I wasn't worried because I knew that wasn't true. After doing a little bit of research, I found out what the scariest day of your life was. It was when your mum and dad bought me a stuffed toy Gizmo from the Gremlins. Apparently you were so petrified of it that you wouldn't let anyone leave you in the same room as Gizmo. So now that you've made it through your big day, I think you can conquer all your fears. So it's about time that you and Rachel, together, as a married couple, take this little one home again. I want to say thank you to both of you for everything. It's been an amazing day to share this with you. And now it's about time that me and Jack finally complete the 9-gallon beer challenge. And we can all laugh at his mix of 80s rave and dad dancing a bit later. So I guess there's only one last thing to do. If you can ask everyone to please grab your glass, stand up with me, join me in wishing Mr. and Mrs. Boucher a long and happy life together. So if you can all raise your glasses and toast to Jack and Rachel, Mr. and Mrs. Boucher, the bride and groom. Cheers. Let's get smashed.